Gentlemen, what I'll do is tell you a little bit about the Blitz, about these things which are fire bombs. We're then going to say about how the APR Wardens did first aid on fires, and then we're going to show you what happens when the National Fire Service turn up, and we're going to get some of the big pumps working with larger nozzles. And then we're going to get the really big one going that can shift about 3 tons of water a minute onto a burning building. We'll show you that, and then we're going to do a training session for the firemen on how to operate this turntable ladder. So that's the gist of it. So at various stages I might ask you to move around to a safer place or where you get a better view. But to start off with, we've got the Blitz. And the Germans didn't try to blow up our cities, they tried to burn them down, because burning a city down was much more effective than blowing it up. So, but what they did do was drop a few explosive bombs, and the explosive bombs would do things like damage the water mains, and blow out windows, and make buildings unsafe, and send everyone scurrying down to the air raid shelters. And when they got rid of everyone, and they made holes in the road so that fire engines couldn't get to places, and they made things unsafe, they then dropped these. And this is a 1 kilogram incendiary bomb. Now, it doesn't explode, it burns. Now, you know, on bonfire night, where some fireworks go up and there's a single brilliant white spark that lights up the whole sky, that's burning magnesium. And that's only a little tiny nugget of burning magnesium. This is a whole kilogram of magnesium, and once this gets going, it's impossible to put out. If you put it underwater, it will burn underwater. You cannot put it out. You can try and smother it with a bag of sand, you can chuck it out the window, you can spread water round the bedroom to try and stop it spreading, but you can't put it out. This is actually a real one, and for some reason it didn't go off. They did have a few failures. So anyway, imagine that that's landed in your bedroom. Now, if it's in your bedroom, sparks are flying out all over the place, like these sort of fountain fireworks, only bigger, fountain fireworks on steroids. And the thing is that if the sparks land on your bedspread and your curtains and your carpet and that, it'll catch fire. But if a spark lands on damp cloth, it will probably go out. So the best thing you can do is use a spray here, and what's going to happen here is that the APR Warden is downstairs. We've got enough hose here to reach from downstairs up into the bedroom, and if you pump round now, and what we're going to do is spray water round and try and get everything round the bomb damp, because then the sparks are likely to go out. We might try and put a little bit on the bomb just to try and cool it down, but if we put too much on, like a chip pan fire, if you put water on a chip pan fire, it explodes and goes everywhere and you make things much, much worse. So, so that's how you would try and do it. The problem is that it wasn't just one of these coming down and we could focus our effort on it, they came down by the thousand. If an aeroplane could carry a 2-ton payload, and this weighs a kilogram, can any of you youngsters work out how many of these we can carry in an aeroplane that can carry a 2-ton payload? Okay, a ton is 1,000 kilograms and these are a kilogram. Can anyone work out how many? 2,000 of these. So it's not just going to be just one here and one over there. There's going to be 3 over there, and there's 2 over there, and there's 1 in the pub next door, and there's in the house next door, and there's over there, and there's 3 over there, and there's some in the garden, they don't matter. There's some in the street, they don't matter either. There's some in the neighbour's yard, that probably doesn't matter if they're lucky. There's some in the neighbour's house, that does matter, because in 30 seconds time that house will be on fire. And there's some over there, and there's some over there, and you could tackle some of them, but you were very quickly overwhelmed. And the problem is that most of you lot were actually down in the Anderson's shelter in the bottom of the garden. And so you didn't even know that your house was on fire until you came out in the morning and found a pile of charcoal where your house used to be. So the Blitz was really, really frightening. But anyway, so what's happened here is so many of these incendiary bombs have come down that we can't handle them. And they've got out of control, and we've actually got buildings on fire. So that's where the Warden would then summon the National Fire Service, and we'd come along in these vehicles. So the first thing we're going to do is get a pump running, and we're going to show you smallish branches, and they're going to be delivering perhaps half a ton of water a minute, so that's just 500 gallons, 200 gallons. And then we'll get the bigger ones going. Once we've finished pumping, once we've finished our display, we'll then start the pumps up again, and youngsters or anyone who'd like to have a go at holding a branch, we will let you have a go. So, fireman, manual pump, please.
Ready? What?
Start your pump! Fireman Taylor, hands front. Water on when you're ready. So you notice the amount of water, and that's the pump just running on tick over with the smallest knot. Okay. Now this one's a little more temperamental, but it has got a lorry engine in it. So it takes a little bit of starting, but it's very effective when it does.